Hey guys, Stephanie Daly with Stephen Daly Construction, and today, this is episode 3 of that 70s remodel. We have started spraying in our insulation, so let me give you a little bit of information about what we're doing and why we chose to do it the way we are. Now, we had a few different options for insulation on this particular project. We don't typically use a lot of batt insulation in the homes that we build. The two main types of insulation you'll see us use are a closed cell spray foam, and most of the houses we build will have at least an inch of this on the exterior walls and through the rim joists. And then typically over the top of that, we will actually nail up a net and puncture a hole and blow the cavities filled with fiberglass, kind of flat fiberglass shards, blown in fiberglass insulation. On this particular project, this is a full exterior remodel that we're not touching any of the interior. So all of the work that we're doing, we're having to do from outside. We're also doing it in a weird weather week. And so protecting things and keeping things nice and dry is super, super important. Big concern for us would have been to net and blow this with fiberglass insulation and have that insulation get wet between the day that we insulate and the day that the framer comes to actually install the sheeting on the outside of this house. So there's one reason why we chose the closed cell foam. But one of the bigger reasons is this house was just super leaky. Before we ever jumped into the remodel on this particular project, we actually did a blower door test to see what the house was at before we did any improvements. Now, I was super shocked by the blower door test results. I thought it was gonna be way worse than it was, but it came in at 7.2 air changes per hour. So still pretty leaky. And that's a huge benefit to this closed cell spray foam is as we're applying it, we're sealing anywhere that we're losing air out of outlet boxes, switch boxes, any holes that have been cut in walls. This house didn't have air conditioning when it was first built. So someone came through and added air conditioning at one point and punctured a bunch of holes in the side of the house. All of these things are leading to the leakiness of the house. So that's one of the huge benefits with this closed cell foam is it seals all of those holes and penetrations. So that's a huge bonus. Another reason behind our desire to use this, and depending on who you ask and who you have conversations with, closed cell foam can add a level of structural rigidity. These older houses just were built differently. The sheeting on the outside of this house wasn't necessarily what was holding the house together. This house has strapping on it, which is not common on the newer houses that we build. Typically, the structural framing and the connection of the shear panels to the structural framing is what keeps or what gives us our shear strength. On this house, because of the strapping, the shear that was on this house, or the sheeting that was on this house, was actually just 1/4 inch thick cardboard. It's called thermoply. It's a really terrible product, but it's something they used to use all of the time back in the day. I know they still do sell it. I heard a really unfortunate story from the lumber supplier the other day who said during COVID, when there was a really hard time getting OSB and even plywood, some of the production builders were buying the thermoply again.